When I heard the news that the Hong Kong government would be extending the consumption voucher scheme to non-permanent residents, I thought, great! Finally, they are being more inclusive. It became clear, however, that the extension would not include some of the most deserving residents in our community, the 400,000 foreign domestic workers, most of whom are from Indonesia and the Philippines. The consumption voucher scheme, dispensed in 2 installments worth 5,000 Hong Kong dollars or about $600 each, is intended to boost spending in the local economy. Having the second round of the scheme expanded to benefit non-permanent residents but not overseas domestic workers is class-conscious and, to be completely blunt, racist. And to add insult to injury, these eligible non-permanent residents require no minimum period of stay to qualify for the bursary. If you think about it, the 1.7 billion Hong Kong dollars being set aside for the extension of the scheme would be better spent on remunerating the many foreign domestic workers who care for local families at home so that their employers can work to contribute to the Hong Kong economy. A good city has a good soul that inspires, excites, and connects people. It is not about how much cash it gives out, but how much appreciation it shows to those who are most deserving. Hong Kong will attract more talent to its shores if the government extended a hand to all its citizens, regardless of their standing in society. The positive impact these overseas workers' contributions have on the Hong Kong's economy should not be overlooked. In 2018, Hong Kong's domestic workers contributed an estimated $12.6 billion to the city's economy, which accounted for 3.6% of our gross domestic product. Their presence has enabled more than 110,000 people to rejoin the workforce. The biased voucher scheme is also a slap in the face to all stay-at-home parents, as it implies that their contributions as primary carers are insignificant. As foreign domestic workers, they were doomed from the get-go because the pre-existing visa restrictions that prohibit them from ever becoming permanent residents, regardless of how long they work and live in Hong Kong. Granted that it is a complex legal web to untangle, but something needs to change. Many foreign domestic workers spend a portion of their salaries on basic living expenses. Giving each of them a handful of e-consumption vouchers is more than fair, if not the bare minimum. Excluding them from this scheme is effectively saying, we need you to live with and care for our families, but you are not welcome to be a part of it. If this is not discrimination, then what is it? And where is the Equal Opportunities Commission when we need them to call out the government on this systemic discrimination? Naturally, many migrant workers' advocacy groups are up in arms, and frankly, so am I. I cannot help but feel a deep sense of shame and disappointment towards the government for being so blatantly biased, dismissive, prejudiced, and heartless. As these migrant workers' representatives have said time and time again, there is a pattern of exclusion being perpetuated by the Hong Kong government and by society at large. I would like to ask those at the government's headquarters who are in charge of this unequal and unjust scheme to look in the eyes of their own foreign domestic workers at home and tell them that their work means nothing and that their talents are worthless. Let's face it, most of the city's foreign talent and entrepreneurs would not be able to make optimal contributions to our economy if it weren't for the contributions of our migrant workers. If these foreign domestic workers decided to walk out even for a day or two, then Hong Kong would certainly unravel. Therefore, I implore those in charge to consider this doomsday scenario and start to take their foreign domestic workers seriously.